Hello, and welcome to another episode of Inspired Good Fat Life. And I think this is episode 171, if I'm not mistaken. And Tori's here with me today, which is so cool because, say hi, yeah.
Hi.
Because I decided that I was just going to take a pause from guests and be my own guest today. Because some really, really exciting things are happening. And I just kind of want to share it. I want to share the journey that I've been on and the discoveries that I've made. And I feel like I've cracked the code on my own health and wellness. And so I just want to talk about that a little bit. So take a moment. The magazine here is Good Fat Life. You can go to Good Fat Life and check it out. We are in the middle of getting ready for the next issue. It's around evolving. And so I'm just going to take a minute and talk about evolution kind of in my own life. So, back in junior high, I remember being, concerned with that extra 5 pounds, and then it was 10 pounds. And, through the years, the last 5 decades or so, it's become 27 pounds. And I'm getting the feedback that I am now obese. And while it's a really kind of scary, unsettling word to hear, it's got me really, really curious. And I started working with a nutritionist because I frankly just didn't know what to do. I've just always felt like I've been sabotaging myself, but I just didn't know how. And that those extra pounds and that obeseness can really, for me, I'll speak for me, has really taken, my self-confidence has kind of taken a hit. But it's not a new thing. Like I said, it started in junior high. And it didn't help that one of my best friends had that, perfect bunny body. And so I was always next to her. So I love her dearly. She's an amazing human, but it was, it could be a little intimidating. But when I started Good Fat Life, I think part of the genesis behind it was to find that understanding of really how was I sabotaging myself? Because my belief is that we are amazing machines, if you will. Our human body is an amazing machine, and it knows how to work and be kind of in perfect order when we provide the environment for it. And we don't always provide that environment. So I just really wanted to understand it. And so I got a nutritionist, and it's been on this journey, and it's really been a couple of years. Well, I started with good fat because we understood that good fat was really good for us. But what I've found is, yes, good fat is good for us, but there's a kind of like a hierarchy, a higher level of hierarchy, and it's around our blood sugar. Our blood sugar is very volatile depending upon our stress levels, what we eat, how we sleep, how we move. There's so many things that go into maintaining our blood sugar, but when we understand how it works and we treat ourselves appropriately, it's amazing how everything falls into place. And so I decided to get through a series of tests and trials and errors, I realized that I really didn't understand how my blood sugar worked. And I want to say I'm not diabetic. Diabetes runs in my family, and I wanted to be sure that I don't become diabetic, but I was kind of getting into that pre-diabetic stage, but I've been that way for years and years and years, and I just considered that to be normal for me. But I really wanted to understand. So long story short, I got a glucose monitor. It's just a little patch that goes on your arm, and then it ties to an app on your phone, and it does a blood sugar reading 24/7. And I learned so much about how food impacts me. And I literally feel like I cracked the code on my body. And it's like a domino effect. And so you get this thing under control, and then you add in good fat, and you add in, and then you start sleeping better. And so now you're sleeping better. And and by the way, I stopped snacking because at night I would my blood sugar would be dropping, and I would feel like snacking, and I would snack, and then I just screwed up the whole circadian rhythms. And it's like one thing all feeds into the next, but you get the one thing that starts the chain correct, and then they all, again, they do feed into each other, but they feed into each other in a way that is our bodies were designed. So that said, I have energy I don't know what to do with. I feel like moving. I'm a sedentary I've always thought of myself as a sedentary kind of person. I like to, I like to work. I like to read. I like to do fiber arts, and those are all sitting. But since I've got my blood sugar flattened out, and again, I'm not diabetic. So that's a kind of this fallacy that you only need to worry about your blood sugar if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic. And that's just so not true. So that said, I just had to stop and kind of share this. And so now I need time. It's taken me six decades plus to get obese, and I lost 10 pounds in the last month without really any effort, just by letting my body start to normalize and function the way that it was designed to do. So I want to take a moment and do a shout out to our sponsor, Hands On Health. And it's Dr. Adam Rushford who guided me on some of the actions that I took. He introduced me to some tests to take, some blood work to take, some questions to ask. And each one of those steps, it's literally been the past 2 years of a journey. And that's part of the reason that I want to share this, is because you don't have to take those 2 years. You can just learn from what I've learned and, do it tomorrow. But Hands On Health is such an amazing advocate and person to have in my life for my healthcare, overall healthcare. And they are so proactive and upbeat and willing to share, and really looking out for their patients' health and their best interests. So I can't, if you don't know them and you're in the Brighton area, check them out. Thank you.
Tell me more about the patch. Like, how did you find that, and what was that experience like? Like, did it hurt? Was it just sticky? Like,
well, it's so funny you asked that, Dory, because it was a little bit of a process to get it. It requires a physician's script, and it costs me about $75 a month, and that's going through my pharmacy. And if you talk to your healthcare professional, it's in everybody's best interest for us to be proactive with our care. So when you say that said, it comes in a little container, and literally it's like almost it's a pump and it's primed. And I was like terrified to do it myself, but I have half a dozen of my friends that have them. And so they're like, you can do this, and you literally just take it out of the package and you press it on your arm. You go, and it's spring loaded and it's there. And every 2 weeks you change it. So in 2 weeks you just pull it off, and then you put it on the other arm. And then it's like an app on your phone. So it's that's all there really is to it.
Interesting. That's super cool.
Yeah. So, but like I said, the freedom, I can't even begin to tell you the self-confidence that it's given me, like understanding. And it's not just about understanding, it's about feeling different, because when your blood sugar is stabilized, you just feel good. And now I can tell when my blood sugar is elevated a little bit. And actually, in the last 90 days, I've probably gone out of the range twice. So I was never really high or low, just normally. But now so instead of being like this within the range, I'm now pretty much like this. And I find that I don't have those anxious feelings or that kind of sense of dread that I used to get. That was all tied to blood sugar too. So here's something that's really cool. So my birthday is tomorrow, and because of what I've learned, I know that I can eat all the delicious birthday cake that I want to, and I won't have a blood sugar spike, and I won't gain weight from it. So how cool is that? And it's and I found that there's a certain order that you eat your food in, and there's lots of we're not going to go into all those details now, but we will be talking about them a lot in the upcoming issues of the magazine, and with our interviews, we'll bring in experts to explore this further. But like I said, the confidence that I've gained by just doing things, taking actions now. I'm moving so much more, and I'm excited about it. And it's not like, oh gosh, I got to go exercise. It's like, oh, let's go take a walk, or let's go do some gardening, or now let's take Pilates. And I was taking Pilates like twice a week, and now I think I'm going to do it 5 days a week because I just like it. It feels good. So those things are all a result of getting the proper order. So that happy note, I would, the other things that are important about this, and why I'm so excited about it, and I just want to share it with the world and encourage people to go out and get their own monitor, is that diabetes is rampant in our society, and Alzheimer, which is a horrific, horrible, devastating disease, is considered type 3 diabetes. And so many of there's pages and pages of diseases and symptoms that we experience in today's lifestyle that are considered to be lifestyle. Like, we bring it on ourselves. Again, it's that self-sabotaging thing. And so if we can just find those protocols, those actions to take that gives us control and take our health back into our own hands, I mean, how cool is that? I want to be that grandma. I want to be that grandma to those amazing 4 grandchildren that I have who are perfect. I want to be there. I don't want to be that old lady sitting in the corner that is a burden to people. I want to be active and participating in their lives until I take my last breath. And that's kind of really what's driving me. So again, I encourage you to talk to your healthcare provider or call my nutritionist, Carol LePan. We can put her information in the chat notes, and just see what's possible for you. So on that happy note, get to go out and live our good fat life again today.